Howdy, guys, and welcome to Cliff Notes, and welcome to night number 17 of the overnight feed recaps for Big Brother season 27. A good Friday to all of y'all. All right, we had eviction last night. We lost Amy. Not a huge surprise, as it turns out, once the writing was on the wall, so to speak, and it looked like Amy was going to go, everyone, including Rachel, cast their vote. So we had a unanimous vote to send Amy out the door. She was tight with Rachel, not ever really that tight with anyone else. So we're now down to 15 house guests, and we have a new HOH. Yes, indeed. We had the feeds come back around 9 o'clock or so, Big Brother time last night. And we quickly see that the HOH key is being worn around the neck of Lauren. Yeah, Lauren, who all last week people said, oh, she's kind of a swing vote. Well, now Lauren has the power, which could make for an interesting week. Is she going to get aggressive and bold with her moves? Is she going to play it safe? That was a lot of the conversation that we had going on last night as she starts trying to consider what her options may be. All right, it sounds like the HOH competition was a series of videos that all house guests had to watch, questions, true false questions about what they'd seen on the screen. Apparently, Mickey came in second to Lauren. So Mickey and Lauren right there at the end. But Lauren has become our first female HOH of the week. And of course, everyone is telling her how excited they are that she won the HOH this week. Some more serious than others when they say that, or more sincere. All right. We start off as the feeds came back. First person very, very happy that she won is Vince. Vince is warning people that our Vince is incredibly happy for Lauren. He's really laying it on thick with her as they celebrate in the train room, the bunk room. Vince is warning people that people were saying that now that she has won, that Kat's going to be in her ear, trying to run the HOH. Lauren is saying, look, yeah, we're friends, but my game is different than Kat's. I'm not going to let that happen. They both agree that Keanu would be a safe choice this week to put on the block as a primary target. Maybe Kelly as an option as well, but Lauren several times throughout the evening said, yeah, I kind of like Kelly. I hate to do it, but maybe, who knows, but a little more hesitant about Kelly, but certainly Keanu, everyone's throwing out his name. It would be shocked not to see his name. Beyond shocked. His name will go up on the nomination. Third name, a little bit tougher consideration. We had a lot of talk on that. Third name that Lauren is considering is Will. It would be strictly as a pawn. He just won against Amy 13-0. She feels like he would be safe. But there's consideration. I even brings up later about just what that does to the Bond alliance. And is Will okay with being a pawn? No, absolutely not. But Lauren is looking at Will as maybe being a pawn in the third nomination. Lauren is saying that she'd love to trust Jimmy. She truly would. But he is sneaky, and she's just not sure that she can. Lauren does mention at one point the person she really would like to target this week is Ashley. But for some reasons to be discussed, maybe not quite the time to do so. So it's sounding like Lauren may be taking the safe, less risky route in at least her initial conversations. All right, Jimmy shows up to congratulate her as well. Lauren mentions Keanu, and Jimmy says that, yeah, Keanu, easy pick, that Kelly expects to go up as well. You're not going to shock her if she goes up, Lauren. Both Jimmy and Vince are spending a lot of time saying, oh, we've been HOH before. Come to us. We can give you advice. We'll tell you how to handle the stress. And they are the HOH experts, and they are happy to give Lauren all the advice that she is willing to take from them. So they're both very happy for Lauren. All right, we did have the have-nots picked again. Only two this week, and it turns out the existing have-nots get to pick the new have-nots, and that would be Rachel and Mickey, and they have picked Jimmy and Kat. Now I heard it looks like they may have more or less volunteered previously already. Had kind of said, hey, yeah, if you don't pick us, that's fine. Well, Jimmy and Kat have been picked to be the new have-nots by Rachel and Mickey. It might be a good thing for Lauren that Kat is a have-not, because that means that she can't sleep in the HOH room with Lauren if that was ever a plan. She'll have to stay in the have-not room. It may help to create a little more distance between Kat and Lauren if people truly are talking about how tight they are, and they are. So it may actually be something advantageous for Lauren in this situation. All right, we've got Mickey and Morgan and Jimmy and Rachel talking. They're just ragging on Keanu. Morgan is saying that he follows her around all the time. We've heard lots of people say that. There was a lot of talk, I think, is Jimmy talking as well, that Keanu has adopted this strategy that Andy Herron did it, others have done it, of leaving a different item in every room. So you always have an excuse to go into every single room. Jimmy's laughing, saying he leaves his pants in the have not room. Why would Keanu do that? So they are definitely not they're a little irritated with Keanu and the way he's always coming in on conversations and such. They're also complaining about Kelly. Mickey is saying that Kelly has never talked a single day of game talk with her. She says Kelly cannot win HOH ever. That would be the most horrific thing to happen to this house. We can't let Kelly ever win HOH. Morgan is talking about Kelly, and she's saying that Kelly had made up some things. Apparently, Kelly had said that Ashley had said some things about Riley, and Morgan is saying Kelly just made it up. Ashley wouldn't have told Kelly anything about Riley. She's just making it up. She's just trying to stir up trouble. Kelly's admitted that she's an instigator, and so Morgan's probably right when she says that. All right, we've got Kelly and Lauren talking a little bit. Kelly is talking about, as we just talked about, Kelly's talking about confessing, I guess is the best word, to Lauren, saying, look, I've been instigating a lot of stuff in the house. Just so you know, I'm here to help you out, Kelly. All right, here to help you out, Lauren. So she mentions that. Morgan eventually comes in. They're all talking about how great it is to have a female HOH for the first time of the season. Morgan is mentioning Amy's last comment right before she went out the door, saying, Jimmy's a snake. Vote Jimmy out. He's a snake, 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 snake. So she's just gently reminding everyone throughout the evening that yeah, Amy had some very strong opinions about Jimmy, and I think Morgan just wants to maybe have people keep that in mind when it's coming to make picks and all that. Morgan and Mickey are worried that they could get put on the block. Obviously, they were gunning for Lauren and Kat, not liking him at all, and they feel like the opinion is vice versa as well. So they're a little bit worried. So I think Morgan's trying to maybe hint at some other potential targets that Lauren could consider, such as Jimmy. And she talks about it, but I don't think that's going to happen. All right, we've got Zach and Lauren in the downstairs bar. They're agreeing, as everyone else is, that Keanu needs to go up. Zach is also telling Lauren that there have been a lot of mentions of Kat as a potential nominee also. But Lauren says, look, we may not be playing the game together, but we may not be on the same goals as far as game, but she is a friend. I can't do that to her. I'm not going to do that to Kat. There's talk about Adrian being a potential pawn. Again, she talked earlier about Will and saying, Adrian, he's part of our Bond alliance, but we've got to have a pawn. And it seems like Adrian would be a safe one. So his name's getting mentioned. He's not going to appreciate that. Lauren is saying that she'd love to have the Bond alliance meet, but she's saying it's hard because Will goes to bed so early every night. Just makes it a little tougher. Lauren is again saying that maybe Will could be the pawn, even though they're in an alliance together. They never talk game, and she feels like he truly would be a pawn. So maybe Will is still the one she needs to consider for that third nom. Lauren is saying that she can't do Jimmy. And it turns out that Jimmy had said he wouldn't put her up. She had said she wouldn't put him up. So she says, yeah, we kind of had an agreement. And even though Jimmy's a snakey, all this stuff, he didn't put me up, so I really can't put him up this week. Zach is warning Lauren that the girls are worried that Lauren's going to come for him. And when I say girls, I'm saying Mickey and Morgan are the ones that are worried about that. Morgan obviously has Zach's ear, and I'm sure she has vocalized that to Zach a lot. So Zach's letting Lauren know the ladies are a little bit worried about it. Zach is asking about, hey, what about Ashley? Could she be a nomination for you? Remember, Lauren's already said that's who she really would like to target primarily. But Lauren is worried about Ashley. She said she holds grudges. If I put Ashley up, and she doesn't go home, then and it sounds like probably Keanu's going to go home, Ashley's going to be coming for me. I'm going to create an enemy if I put Ashley up, and I'm just not certain I want to do that just yet. So she says, now, if Keanu comes off the block, I have to renom someone, he's not a target anymore, well, then maybe I will consider Ashley and maybe see if I could make her a target, but not as long as Keanu is out there and possibly going home. All right, we've got Ava and Lauren and Zach again agreeing on Keanu, maybe Kelly as the second nom, but she's got a track record of coming off the block as well. So you got to think about that also. As far as the number 3 pick for the nomination, Ava saying maybe we look at non-bond alliance members. Stay away from the people inside our own alliance, which kind of makes sense to me, Ava. So she is suggesting that, but they're worried that they would come for her next if Lauren picks someone else that's outside the Bond alliance that doesn't have full understanding of the pawn, even if they think they're a pawn, that they still could come after her next. And again, Ashley's name comes up. Lauren is saying though, it has to be a true pawn. It can't be someone that may question whether they're actually targeting her. It has to be someone who really feels comfortable that they are not going to go home because again she doesn't want to get blood on her hands, get someone mad at her for putting them up. She's saying it can't be Ava's saying it can't be Adrian as a pawn, that he would get upset with that, and he just won the battle bat or the blockbuster comp. She doesn't think it should be Adrian. Zach is saying it can't be me. Definitely can't be me. And Ava said it can't be me. So yeah, a lot of people don't want to be pawns this week. We know what happens to pawns sometimes. All right, Lauren gets her room. Who wants to see my HOH room? She gets her room. The letters from her mom. She's got music by Beyonce. She's got White Claws for drinks. Everyone hangs out for a little while. Congratulations and all of that. The backyard's open. The backyard never opens between a HOH competition and the veto competition. Does that mean the veto is going to be taking place inside another location? Could be either that or it's a very quick veto setup, and we won't know until Saturday. But they got the backyard, so congratulations to them for that. All right, we've got Lauren talking to Vince and Kelly and Adrian. She's saying, "Look, the four of us, I feel tight with the four of us. Y'all are kind of the ones I trust the most." So again, this is Vince and Kelly and Adrian and Lauren. Kelly is talking about Rachel having Morgan and Mickey on her side, that maybe she would have Will also. And again, if you put Will up as the pawn again, are you driving Will even more towards that side potentially? You got to be careful about that. But Kelly's warning about that. They decide to have a meeting of the Bond Alliance. So Adrian goes to get Will. Doesn't work out so well. Will doesn't come up. Never quite gets around to having it happen. Lauren talks about that you can't miss Rachel because there were a few people saying, Rachel, she's kind of powerful. She's got Morgan and Mickey and all that. Lauren's saying you can't take out Rachel. You can't aim for Rachel and not take her out. And she says, I don't want to be the one to do it. I'm not comfortable enough doing it. I'm not going for Rachel this week. They're talking more about the possibility of putting Will up as a nom, as a pawn. Ava's worried about how Will's going to respond. She said, yeah, he's already been a pawn. He's not going to want to do it again. And it may create issues within this alliance. Again, they don't have a meeting because Will doesn't show up and Ashley does instead, which kind of shuts everything down. Ashley is suggesting that maybe it wouldn't be a bad, risky idea to put up exactly the same nominations that Jimmy put up, which was Adrian and Keanu and Kelly. You do that. And of course, that just means that Ashley's not going up either, right? So she's saying, just stick with the same noms that Jimmy had. It would be fantastic. She says, now, if you wanted to make a big move, if you wanted to, you could, as a renom, put up Cat. No one would expect you to do that, Lauren. Yeah, that'd be a fantastic big move for you. So just keep that in mind. Ashley is saying that some people view Lauren as a big question mark. Well, she was kind of a swing vote last week. So she's saying people just don't know how to think you're going to play the game necessarily this week. Lauren is saying that she's never talked game to Ava, Keanu, Adrian, Kelly, or Will. Those are the people she's never talked game to before. Because Ashley was saying something about, just think about the people you never talked game to. And maybe those are some people to consider also. Ashley's talking about how she and Lauren are friends. She said, we're friends. I would never put you up. So I know you would never put me up as well. Hint, hint, hint. So yeah, Ashley trying to proactively keep her name from being mentioned come nominations today. All right, we've got Ashley and Morgan talking. Ashley is saying that they have to get Kelly out of this house, out of this game. But she's saying the problem is every blockbuster game is a puzzle, and she's so good at puzzles. They're not all going to be puzzles. I don't believe that's the way this blockbuster is going to work. They're going to be balanced out. But they are worried about Kelly just not going willingly out the door, winning a few comps when she needs to. All right, we've got Ava and Vince talking. Ava is worried that if Lauren puts either her up or Will, that the alliance is done. Ava's saying, yeah, she puts me up. That Bond alliance is done. I'm not putting up with that. And Will's probably going to think the same thing. So she's warning Vince that she and Will probably aren't the best options for that third nomination. I've got Mickey and Ashley and Lauren all talking. Mickey is also telling Lauren that she can do the same noms that Jimmy did. So kind of parroting what Ashley had said before. Mickey's saying the same thing. Mickey is calling Lauren her little sister. Again, everyone's so sweet and nice to the HOH every week. It's incredible. All right, we got Keanu and Lauren talking. Keanu finally comes in. Keanu is upset with Ashley. He says, Ashley is just inconsiderate. I was waiting to talk to you. Ashley just comes up, barges right in. Knows I'm waiting and still just barges right in. So Keanu not real happy with Ashley, or at least looking for some other targets besides himself. He says, I was waiting, and she didn't even care. He's telling Lauren that, hey, before you even had power, I was telling you that I wanted to take you far. So I hope you keep that in mind. I didn't promise that just after you got power. I said it beforehand. He said, I will protect you. I'll fight for you, all that. It is a lost cause. Keanu, make the fight, make the pitch, but it's not going. Your name's not staying off the block this week, Keanu. He's saying that Ashley and Rachel and Kat and Mickey and Morgan are all working together. In other words, there's these other people you need to be worried about, Lauren. And I think the pitch he maybe should be making is, yeah, I'm an easy target and all that, but I'm also all alone. I got no one working with me. There are much more dangerous people in this game, Lauren. And I am a free agent. And as much as people dislike me, I am a vote for you if you go after people on the other side, because I'm going to be voting against Rachel and some of those others. That is the pitch I'd be doing if I was Keanu. But he's basically saying, I'm going to protect you, and you do have this other group over here. He says they only came to you, Lauren, for a vote. I don't think that they're so tight with you. They came to you because they needed an extra vote, and you're going to be the first to go when push comes to shove. All right, we've got Vince and Lauren. They're complaining that Rachel has said that she was going to. They're both complaining, saying, "Yeah, Rachel said that Vince is saying Rachel said I was going to run your HOH. Why would he attach me to you?" And he said earlier that she said that Kat would do the same thing, that she would be running Lauren's HOH. Lauren is saying, "Yeah, Rachel also said that Jimmy was told me that Jimmy was going to run it and try to take credit." So they feel like Rachel's downplaying Lauren's ability to run the HOH and not really appreciating that. All right, we've got Morgan telling Zach that she wants Kat and Riley on the block. It isn't going to happen this week, Morgan. You may want it. It isn't going to happen this week, but she would love to see Kat and Riley on the block. I've got Adrian and Vince and Lauren talking. Adrian is saying that Jimmy had said that the first week he wanted to put up floaters, and he had mentioned Lauren's name. The following week, he had mentioned Lauren and Kat and Riley as potential nominees. So again, Adrian's kind of throwing Jimmy under the bus and making a suggestion that he be the target as well, based on the fact Jimmy was continuing to consider Lauren to go on the block. Vince is reminding Lauren about Amy's last words about Jimmy being a snake and needing to get him out. Vince is also saying that Jimmy had a final two with everyone in this entire house, but Lauren is shutting it all down. She's again saying, look, he said he wouldn't put me up. I'm not putting him up. It's just not going to happen. All right, we've got Lauren saying that she might put up Kelly because Kelly seems okay with it. Everyone is telling her to nominate Kelly. Finally, we've got Lauren saying the noms. She's finally, sounds like she's made a decision. Lauren is saying that the noms will be Keanu, Kelly, and Will. Vince is telling Lauren that Ava gave Will a heads up already. That was quick. And that Will said he's not going to be the pawn. Now that Amy is gone, he's not being a pawn anymore. Just go ahead and send him home if they just want to keep putting the old people up. So yeah, Will's not having it anymore. Now, Will may not have a choice, but he's not liking this at all. We got Adrian and Zach talking. Adrian's talking about Ava worried about who is going to be this pawn. Zach is saying that if it is someone from the Bond Alliance, maybe it should be Will, as opposed to some of the others. And Zach is saying, yeah, it could be Adrian. And Adrian's saying, yeah, no, it can't be V. I don't like that at all. They finally agree that maybe it shouldn't be anyone from the Bond Alliance at all. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Mickey and Ashley are worried about the noms, as they should be. Ashley's worried that she's seeing Kat and Vince and Lauren hanging around way too much. So warning about that a little bit. Both of them are agreeing that, Lauren shouldn't put up. No, of course not. We've got more talk from Zach and Vince about putting Kelly up. Lauren just seems a little hesitant to do so. Adrian is mentioning that Kelly isn't part of the Bond Alliance, but she's still a vote for him, but she isn't part of the Bond Alliance. They're talking about the fact that Rachel would be great to go after, but it's probably just a little too soon for them. And then again, we've got Lauren mentioning that Ashley would cause a rift and a fight if she was to try to put her up. All right, finally, we've got Zach and Adrian. Zach saying he would put up Keanu, Kat, Ashley, and maybe Jimmy as a renom if he was HOH or if he had Lauren's ear. So that's kind of his suggestion, perhaps. We've got Adrian and Lauren talking. Adrian saying that Vince has their backs, but also, while saying he's got their backs, Adrian's also saying that Vince has been talking to Morgan and Mickey and Jimmy a lot, that he's close to everyone. So he'll protect us, but he also has a lot of connections in his house. They're agreeing about putting up Kelly. Putting up Kelly would be less blood for Lauren, that she probably won't come for Lauren. And Adrian is saying, look, I'll play for you. I'll protect you. So yeah, again, don't put me up. I'm here on your side. And Kelly's not going to come after you the way others would. All right, we've got Ashley and Zach finally talking. Ashley's saying that a little less game talk, but it's always game talk. Ashley is saying that Morgan likes him. She likes you, but don't lead her on. Be clear. She said, you may be looking at her as a friend. I think she may be liking you a little bit more than that even. So you just need to be clear with her, Zach. So Ashley's warning Zach a little bit about Morgan's feelings for him. Zach is kind of implying that he likes Lauren. He'd like to get to know her a little bit later. A little bit more, but Ashley is saying, look, Lauren's focused on the game. She's not focused on long talks. So, just keep that in mind as well. And with that, finally, the last little bit, Rachel no longer have not, but she still somehow was in the have not room, fell asleep, fell out of bed. Ashley found her on the floor, got her into the train room instead. Ashley's telling everyone how she fell and she took care of her and all that. So that's kind of how we finished tonight. Finally, Ashley, last one in bed, about 4 o'clock or so, big brother time. So there you have it. A lot of talk going on about who Lauren's going to pick. Lauren seems a little uncertain. Keanu, yes, probably Kelly. And based on the last bit I heard, probably Will. And if it's Will, I think that's going to create some fractures, and we'll see how it all works out. All right, nominations today. I'll be back tomorrow morning to talk about that, and then we'll talk about the implications as well. Until then, guys, have a fantastic Friday. Enjoy the start to the weekend. SKD 143. Cheers, my friends.